reports that I do on these are not, I'm not going to weigh in on what could have happened or what, if somebody had acted a little bit differently, could they have de-escalated, or what sort of policy consideration should be employed, and whether or not Haysville needs to do something different with their training, etc. My role here is to determine whether or not criminal charges can be filed, period. Bottom line, this was a regrettable situation, but under the circumstances the officers found themselves in, you had an individual who barricaded himself inside a room. He'd been abusing the girlfriend all night. His own father called the police because of what was happening. When the officers tried to reason with him, said, let her go, put the knife down, his response was, "It's too late, you'll have to shoot me." The use of the word justified isn't in these reports anymore. I think that makes it sound like I'm sort of passing judgment on what I think is good or bad. That's not my role here. This is whether or not I can show that there are facts sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt to prove that the officer did not act in self-defense, and under these facts, it's really not a close call. They walked in, all three of them simultaneously came to the same conclusion, which at least speaks to the objective reality that they found themselves facing. And they had an individual who was, we now know, high on methamphetamines, holding a very large knife to the throat of a woman who'd already been cut. Again, I've seen the pictures of her hands. She had to receive stitches afterwards for fairly substantial cuts to her hands. While it was a regrettable situation, I don't have any difficulty in finding that there is no basis to charge criminally under these facts. So that's the determination.